What is going on, you guys? It's Nick here, back on the Team Purple Haze channel, and today I've got another combo video for you. I've got a Blue Eyes one. There's also going to be two deck lists in this video. There's going to be a budget deck list and then a full power deck list. So we're going to go through a lot of stuff in this video. I hope you guys learn something. I hope you guys take something away from this video. And let's just get straight into the combos. So for the first combo, we're going to start off with just a Sage. You can do this with just the structure decks as well. So the first couple of combos are going to be, you can do it with the structure deck out the box straight away. So with this one, we're going to start off with normal summoning Sage. Sage is going to add a Maiden of White. We're then going to use Maiden of White effect to discard and place a True Light face up in our spell drop card zone. We're then going to link the Sage into the new Link 1 Spirit with Eyes of Blue. This is going to add the Mausoleum of White field spell. We're then going to activate the field spell, use this effect to dump the Blue Eyes from our deck, and then we're going to use the Link 1 effect to tribute yourself and summon back the Blue Eyes from the grave. This is going to trigger the Maiden to summon herself, and then we're going to synchro into the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This is just going to play around Ogre a bit better, because if they Ogre the True Light, then the True Light is going to blow up our board, but if we have Spirit, we can negate it. So yeah. And then True Light's going to activate, and we're going to set the Majesty with Dragons of White. This is just a kind of like an Icarus attack. It's just going to pop stuff up to the number of Blue Eyes that we can show. Now on to combo number 2. This is going to be with just Maiden. So we're going to start off with Maiden, activate to place the True Light. In this combo we're going to have to use True Light really early on, so if they do have Ogre, that's going to be really punishing. But what we're going to do is we're going to use Prayers, discard a random card from our hand, and it's going to add the Saga and the Sage. We're then going to normal summon Sage. Sage is going to add us a Effect Veiler, because we don't need to add the Maiden here because we've already gone through it. We're then going to link the Sage into the Spirit. Spirit's going to add the Mausoleum. Then we're going to activate the Mausoleum. Mausoleum effect is going to send the Blue Eyes. We can then use the Link 1 to revive the Blue Eyes, and then this will trigger the Maiden of White. And then we can activate the Saga. Because we have Blue Eyes, we can summon any Blue Eyes monster. So we're going to summon out the Jet Dragon. This should be in defense because this does summon in defense. That's my bad. But then we can also activate Prayers to equip the Blue Eyes with a Neo. This is just a extra graveyard protection. If your opponent targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish it and negate the activation and destroy the card. We're then just going to synchro them off into a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and this time we have a Veiler in our hand, so we have the Blue Eyes Spirit, the Veiler, the True Light setup, and we also have a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon as well. So yeah, on to combo number 3. So here we have a Neo Kaiser Seahorse. This is a new card from the structure deck as well, and what this is going to let us do is get to our full combo in a kind of different way. So yeah, we're using the Neo Kaiser. We're just going to normal summon it, make the Link 1. The Link 1 is going to search the field spell, and the Kaiser is going to dump the Maiden. We can then use the Mausoleum. Mausoleum is going to send the Blue Eyes from deck. We're then going to use the Link 1 to revive the Blue Eyes and then summon out the Maiden. We can then use Maiden by sending it from field to grave instead of our hand this time, to place the True Light, and then True Light is going to get us the Prayers. Prayers are going to add a Sage and a Saga like before, and then we're kind of in a very similar spot. So we can normal summon out the Sage, add a Veiler, use the Saga, summon out the Jet Dragon. Again, this should be in defense as well, and then we can use the Prayers to equip the Neo, and then just make the Spirit Dragon. So exactly the same situation before, but this time we just started with the Kaiser. A lot of people don't play this in the full power build, but if you're on a budget and you need extra starters because you're not playing the PLAYMATS stuff, I would definitely consider playing the Neo Kaiser, because as you can see, you can get a full combo for it. And now for the last budget combo. This is going to be with 2 Sages. You can also do it with a Sage and a Maiden as well, because you're just going to add the other one when you normal summon the Sage, like here. But basically, you're just going to normal summon the Sage, add the Maiden, use the Maiden effect to place the True Light, like we've done in the previous combos. We're then going to link the Sage into the Link 1. Link 1 is going to search the Mausoleum. We're going to activate the Mausoleum, use the Mausoleum to dump the Blue Eyes. Use the Link 1 to revive the Blue Eyes and then trigger the Maiden. And then we're going to activate the Sage effect, target the Maiden, and then chain Maiden effect. This is going to let us revive a Sage from the grave, and then Sage effect is going to resolve, send the Maiden, and summon a blue eyes from the deck. We can then synchro summon a spirit and then use the true light. Again, we're trying to play around ogre here when we can, because if you can play around a hand trap for free, you might as well. So I'm going to use true light to get the prayers. Prayers is going to add sage and the majesty trap. We're then going to normal summon sage with the additional normal summon, add the effect veiler, and then we're going to synchro into another blue eye spirit dragon. So we've got 2 spirit dragons, we've got the majesty, we've got true light, we've got field spell set up, we've got veiler, and we've got a grave full of 2 blue eyes. And now on to the not so budget combos. So this is going to be what beryl does on its own. So you can start off with normal summon beryl, set the load. Load is going to grab the drill beam from the deck. We're then going to link one into the spirit. Spirit's going to add the mausoleum. This is just going to be for the following turns, because obviously we're just doing it off beryl here. We can then use load, summon the blue eyes from the deck, and then just link into seals, and then set the drill beam. We can summon the second blue eyes then from the seals, and then we can use the drill beam because we'll have a normal monster, and then yeah, so we're getting a bounce and a omni negate that banishes, so you know, it's pretty strong. And we've also got follow up, and beryl's going to come back in the next turn as well, so yeah. And now on to the final combo. This is going to be what sage and beryl does. So we're going to start off with normal summon beryl. This is going to set the load. We're going to use the load to add the drill beam, then going to link beryl into the spirit. Spirit's going to add the mausoleum, and because we already got sage here, we can activate the mausoleum and use it to dump the blue eyes, and then use the effect of the link one, summon out the blue eyes, and then we can normal summon sage. Sage is going to add us the Maiden, and then we can access the whole blue eyes engine then, because we've got Maiden and we've got sage. So now we can use Maiden to get the true light, synchro into the spirit. Again, we're trying to play around hand traps here. True light's going to get us the prayers. Prayers is going to get veiler, and it's going to get the majesty, because we've already got sage and we've already got Maiden. We can then use the lordly load, summon out blue eyes, and that's going to trigger the Maiden to summon itself out. We can then use the prayers effect to equip the Neo, and then just synchro into the second spirit. So then we get drill beam, we get majesty, we get true light, load, follow up from the primate stuff, and then we also have the 2 spirits and a veiler in hand as well. So it's a pretty strong combo.
Now a shout out to our sponsors, the first one being Grad, the best grading company in Europe, based in PIANETA in Milan. The second one is CARDTRADER, the online marketplace platform where you'll find the cards you need at market price in one shipment only. Create your account using the link right here. The third one, Game to Collect, is one of the top Italian sellers on the market, specializing in high-rarity American cards, gold format, and misprints. They also collect your cards up to 85% of their value. Next one is Magician Circle, a local store in Trieste specialized in sealed and custom products. They also host events for all TCGs. Then shout out to GameLover, your favorite place based in Crema, where you can eat, play card games, table games, and also video games. Next we got ALIANDY, your go-to place in San Giovanni Lupatotto, where you can find mangas, comics, board games, singles, and tournaments for all TCGs. Then a shout out to Planet Fun, the best place to go in Rovato for weekly tournaments for all TCGs. Last local store we have is GAMERLAND, based in ABBIATEGRASSO, Lombardy's best shop to buy singles, sealed, and play weekly tournaments. Then we have CHAPA'S Playmats. They produce amazing custom playmat that may have your own image on them. Last but not least, we have Dragon Ink. They produce our official PA jerseys and cloth mats. All their links are in the description down below, so don't forget to check them out.
So let's start out with the budget list. This is 3 structure decks. It's literally 3 structure decks put together. This is what you can build. This main deck and this extra deck is straight 3 structure decks. You get a lot of hand traps in this compared to other structure decks. I think this is probably one of the best ones for your non-engine. You get 13 non-engine, you get imperms, nibs, veilers, ashes, you get a call buy. So you know, it's really good value. And if you're a new player trying to get into the game, this is a great start as well. And like a fan favorite deck, why wouldn't you want to? So yeah, this is the main deck, and the extra is straight from the structure deck, and you can do all the combos other than the beryl combos with just those structure decks as well. Now for the side deck, I've just put some cards in here that are like quite cheap, that you can get in really quick, and it'll make a big impact to your deck. So like stuff like Bestials, Magnamut is not that much, and Baldric's not that much. I know Druiswim's a bit, but even getting something like Magnamut, because it can access your entire deck. You get like any dragons, you can get like a Neo Kaiser to start your combos next turn. You can get Blue Eyes if you need the Blue Eyes, or you can get the White Stone and Legend. You can access a lot of cards just from the Magnamut, not just extra Bestials like most other decks are doing. So I definitely recommend trying to get a Magnamut for dragon kind of decks. It just works really well, and it's just an extra extender as well at worst case to get you to like a Seals. So yeah, they're probably like high priority, I would say. If you're looking for an upgrade that's like relatively cheap, go for the Bestials. It doesn't have to be Druiswim, it can be any of them, but they're just really good cards. And then Phantasme, it was in the rarity collection, so it's not too bad to get. And again, it's a dragon, so you can make seals with it, and it'll also try and fix your hands, because obviously you don't want to be drawing Blue Eyes all the time. So getting something like Phantasme to like sculpt your hand going second, it's probably not a bad idea. Stuff like Bell as well, they'll protect you from Bestials or your opponent banishing. I know the Ultimate Dragon is like really good at protecting your stuff as well, but you might want to get some Bells in just in case you get like Bestialed into Oblivion. Lancier's good against like Malice and stuff, so it's like a staple side deck card. So definitely try and get your hands on them if you can. Lightstone Dragon is common, super good. Just pops spells and traps, really strong. Liner, I'm not too sure about this one, how expensive it is. I don't think it's too much, but like the Charmers are really strong, and if everyone's on Blue Eyes, then being able to take your opponent's stuff as well, maybe take their Blue Eyes or one of their light spellcasters, so you can make one of your synchro plays, probably not a bad idea. You can also search some of your cards by like crashing into stuff with Liner as well, so definitely something to consider. SP was in the rarity collection, so it's dropped dramatically in price. So getting your hands on an SP is probably not a bad idea. Crossouts as well, really strong at protecting yourself from hand traps like Droll, Ash, Ogre, Imp, Invader, stuff like that. Crossouts really strong. Harpy's Feather Duster is just a staple side deck card for dealing with back row decks. Prosperity, I've seen some people play this as well. I'm not too sure about the Primate builds, whether they play the Prosperity or not, but if you're on a budget and you can get your hands on a Prosp, it will help your consistency, so it might be worth something to look into. Talents and Thrust, again, I think these are a bit more on the expensive side rather than the rest of the stuff, but they were in the rarity collection, so I know they're a lot lower than what they have been. So if you can get these, definitely would recommend. Thrust is also good because it can get you to your engine as well, so you can search prayers like going second if you need to get into your engine, or you can search side deck cards like Ultimate Slayer, which is the next one. Again, in the rarity collection, you can notice a theme here. If it's in the rarity collection, it's probably a good staple, so it might be worth just buying some packs of the rarity collection just to try and pull some of these cards that are really strong and generically good in like a lot of decks. It's not just this deck that they're good in, but they might be worth picking up. And again, D-Barrier, just a staple side deck card this format, with like Ryziel and stuff running around. Maybe even this deck if you want to keep them off synchros, might be worth siding. So yeah. And again, it's not too expensive, so this is like the lower price stuff. There's obviously expensive stuff like Druiswyrms, Mulcharmies. The Primate stuff is obviously a bit more expensive, but this is kind of like your entry level stuff that'll cost you minimum price, but it'll make a huge difference to your deck. So yeah. And now on to the Primate build. So I haven't put a side deck in here. It's going to be dependent on where you're playing at your locals or what event you're expecting. So I just thought I'd leave the side deck blank and I'll just go through the main deck and the extra and give you some ideas of what you can play. Obviously, in this build, we're not doing a budget, so we've got Furilos in here. The Bestials, again, really strong because they can get you to your Blue Eyes or your Beryls. Whatever you need in that situation is really strong. Primate stuff with Magnamut is obviously really good because you're actually accessing your engine properly, and getting access to the Primate stuff is really strong. Getting your loads and your drill beams in that constantly just loop themselves makes your grind game incredible. So yeah, definitely really strong in this build. I definitely recommend playing like a minimal lineup if you don't want to lose that bad to like Malice and stuff, even though he's not awful against Malice. but they don't really stop your opponent from playing like a normal hand trap. But they're definitely good for your deck to just be extra extenders and extra ways to push into your opponent's board or to get to your engine. So I've put these in there. Call by obviously really good, and then we're just playing like consistency cards and trying to make it as consistent as possible. I'm not playing like Jet Dragon and stuff like that, just because I want to maximize on the good cards that you want to draw, rather than the cards that are like really good when you get access to them, but they're not always usable. So yeah, something to consider. And then the extra deck, again, we're not talking about budget, so we've got stuff in here like Typhon. I know that's a bit expensive at the moment, and Crimson Dragon's really sharp in price, but what this gives you access to is like Cosmic Blazer, and yeah, like more Omni Negates is just crazy for this deck. So yeah, this is just a sample deck list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and definitely let us know if you're enjoying these types of videos in the comments, and leave a like if you enjoyed it as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.